Welcome to Garden City's Parks and Recreation July Commission meeting. Can I get a motion to begin?
Sure. I'll make a motion to begin.
I'll second it.
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna take a roll. Kate Smith here, Sue McFadden, Robert Smith,
Present.
Dennis Allison. Here. Dennis Kapelinski.
Here.
John Jones.
Here.
Jennifer McConnell.
Here.
Megan Sharan.
Here.
Trisha Ray. Mark Jacobs.
Here.
Demita Dubose. And Mike Downey.
Here.
Would somebody like to approve the minutes from June or any questions?
I'll approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Good to go, all right. Financial reports for the ice arena first.
All right, so in July, I mean, like, they're like June, so we were closed, they're closed, a lot of stuff is closed until September, but the pavilions brought in $3,110, softball $1,500, and cornhole $300. Does that sound right?
That sounds right to me.
Yeah, cool. And then expenses for July, you guys can read what we did. So we got some more garbage barrels because that was an issue in a lot of the parks. And so we got some t-shirts. And then we ordered our 10,000 eggs for the egg hunt this October.
Any questions or comments regarding anything about the ice arena?
No, nothing.
No.
Oh, one thing. You still waiting for the fence to be put up around the
Air conditioning.
air conditioning?
Yep, August.
Okay.
I couldn't remember the date, but I knew it was supposed to be soon, hopefully.
Hopefully. And I keep getting that one in Maplewood confused because there's a lot of fences happening right now. But,
Okay, moving on to Maplewood Radcliffe revenue.
so Camp GC is doing really well. We keep filling up, selling out every week, which is really great for the second year of camp. That brought in just over 3,000. The mother, son, daddy, daughter dances, I think we lost $200 on those, but that's great. I mean, for the food, for a DJ, for a photographer, I mean, it was a really great event. Punch cards for yoga, we brought in just under $200. And as you can see, just the senior programming listed out there, bringing in its normal amounts. Dance Express started their fall registration, so they brought in just under $24,000 this month. Yeah.
Yeah, Dance Express had a list of classes, a whole sheet, and most of them are sold out. So
That's really good.
Yeah, it's a great program.
okay, how about expenses?
Expenses, so we paid the school district for the use of their auditorium for the recital. The parent-child dance supplies, you can see that's the total there for what we spent. And then some of just the usual senior supplies that we do. Nothing real big there. Scotty's Potties, we needed a porta potty at Florence Park for the movies in the park.
I thought there was a movie.
And then the screen rental balance for that event, so.
Any questions or comments?
So basically, we lost right around $100 for the all the dances,
Yes, yeah.
which isn't bad because we're trying to provide for the
Yeah.
And that was
youth
first
and the
year
kids.
too, right?
And they were great. They were
Yes.
so fun.
Yeah.
The dances, it looked like you had a better turnout for the dad's daughter dance than.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And
Was it mother-daughter or mother-son?
so the daddy-daughter dance, there were 60. And then the mother-son, there were, I think, just over 35.
And we lost how much?
About $100.
Around 100, yeah.
So if you charged $1 more next time, you might break even.
Yep.
What did we charge?
Or if you'd have showed up with your daughter.
Yeah, if you would have showed up.
Well, that would have meant 10 more people would have had to show up.
If you showed
No,
up.
what was the price?
More mothers would have showed up.
It was 15? 15 a person.
I think you could even get away with charging like $5 more per ticket if you did picture included.
Right, and that's what we're gonna do next year. So the photographer was free for us, but they charged people for packages, which was like kind of a shock for people. But we can purchase a picture for each person for $12 from that photographer, which I think we're gonna do next year, because then everyone can walk out with a cool souvenir.
Okay, any other questions or comments regarding Maplewood, Radcliffe? Okay, program reports.
So I kind of started doing that, but Camp GC going great, selling out every week.
Oh, real good.
I think that they're sold out for the rest of the summer except for the last week, which they'll sell out by in the next couple weeks.
That's really good.
Movies in the Park has been a surprise hit. It's brought out like kids that are just riding their bikes around the neighborhood. They come in there's free ice cream, and it's really become like a cool like community event. The mother-son, daddy-daughter dances we just talked about. Yoga in the park is the most successful, so that's why we have such high visits for July. I think there was about 40 people that went to yoga in the park last month, which is really high. Summer dance programs, they were all full except for the tumbling 8 and up. And then the Family Resource Center, they're doing really well too. They have a bunch of referrals from the police station and court. Life Choices, they have 15 youth and parents participating, and at their summer camp, they have 57 kids participating. Adult softball, do you want to talk about adult softball? Or do you want me to keep going? Go ahead. Okay. Adult softball, they have 8 teams on Thursdays, 8 teams on Sundays. Adult kickball, 8 teams. Youth dodgeball has 19 kids participating. Cornhole has 12 teams. And then the food pantry, they served 159 patrons in July and gave out 3 emergency bags to families that were in need of, that weren't just Garden City residents in need of food. And I added one. I just got out of a couple meetings last week with Alan Bennett, and he's going to start doing the Garden City Civic Theater. He's going to do a boot camp, like a theater boot camp this fall for adults and for kids. And as someone that did theater, Parks and Rec as a kid, it's pretty cool. So that's exciting.
Is he a new Parks and Rec's employee, or is he hired sort of like a contractor?
Yep, we're going to do a contract for this first bit to see kind of how it goes, see what interest there is.
Right, it would be great to do more classes too.
Yeah.
Like that eventually.
Yep,
He's a great resource, though, for that.
yep. So it's exciting.
For the softball, is that like a summer league?
Yeah, this one is summer league, and we're planning on doing a fall league also.
Questions or comments regarding program reports?
I
No.
just want to say that I think the Family Resource Center with the RAID program is doing an awesome job. Both
Oh,
of
yeah.
my kids started, and it does, it's good. I like it.
Oh, yeah, that's where I started that's where I did my internship there. And yeah, they do really good work, and they're very well trained in the work that they do.
It's also gonna be so great that they're at Radcliffe
Mm-hmm.
with those middle school kids. I mean, that age group is prime for meeting their services, so it's gonna be really good.
Walk right across the parking lot.
They should definitely do something right after school.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments, questions? Moving on to old business.
Changes in leadership.
That was something that happened. So, I mean, so far, so good. So other old businesses, dead trees in City Park, I know that those are being scheduled to be removed.
That's good.
How many total do you know?
Oh, I just know that Steve said that they're working with an outside contractor to get them removed, so.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Are they gonna be replaced?
I'm sure eventually we could look into doing that, one step at a time.
Right behind you, right behind you.
I would imagine if they're not in the immediate area of the playscape, the new stuff that we're putting in, that we would replace them with another tree, some sort, whatever the city.
And I know there's some grants, so like DTE has a grant for like $400 that we could apply for to get trees. It's just for trees that municipalities can get, so.
You could even do a event next year for Earth Day.
Yeah.
And like make it a thing and have the, I know that they've done at Manor Park, they put in, you guys did that. So maybe, the following year, Earth Day
Yeah.
celebration at the park, so.
Yeah, 'cause going around the path, going toward, going toward Middle Belt, it's kind of hot that way. It's not that many trees right there.
By the houses,
Yeah, so yeah, it's hot.
I'll donate shovels to Jen, she can dig.
Rotary Park ankle breakers were fixed. And then the letter to civic groups, I don't know if you know, I found it.
That's good.
Deep in the J drive. That's in the packet. I don't know if you've read it. So it doesn't have a price or like a cost or an amount that those groups are supposed to spend on parks. But just that they should communicate with us the changes they want to make regularly.
You know, I think at one time, and Dennis might remember, because probably Dennis.
There was an amount, but
At one time, I think there was a price.
There was
in
a
there,
price, I remember
But
that.
we decided to take it out because we didn't want to handcuff somebody if they wanted to spend 5,000 and we said it's 2,000. You know, if they felt like they only could spend so much and they did their due diligence and spent that amount. I think we decided at that time to take it out of there and then, because you figure with the spring cleanup and the fall cleanup, they got some money tied up with that, with people and their time and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what it
I mean,
was.
it's all volunteer time, but I think.
Right.
we decided to let them decide what they would spend, as long as they did something.
Well, and it lists here the items that they, are trying to achieve with the parks that they have. So, I mean, I feel that's reasonable, because they might, like you said, they might want to spend more than what it states in our.
Yeah, I think that's what we decided, that, let's not handcuff them and say, okay, 1,500, and then everybody spends 1,500, but yet somebody's got 5 or 10 grand that they want to put into the park. Not that I think that's ever happened, but the lady from what, Rotary? It sounds like she's gonna do a little bit more than a couple grand. If that goes through like she was saying.
And do you,
Does every park has a certain sponsor, or?
Not every park.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who.
You got
does it.
Rotary, you got Kiwanis,
Florence doesn't really have one.
Florence doesn't, I don't think Helen does.
My favorite
Arcola.
park, Arcola, doesn't.
Arcola doesn't.
I think it's just
But
those two.
there were rooms at Maplewood that had sponsors also.
That, in the past, yeah.
Past, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's going on any longer.
No, not anymore.
Is there a way to maybe reach out to Rotary and Kiwanis and just say, hey, we found this?
Yeah, so that's what I brought it here to ask, do you want me to freshen this up and send this out? Okay.
I
Yes,
think what we need to do is maybe relook at the verbiage and revise it a little bit and try and stay to the same format that this is already in.
So I could sorry.
Asking their ideas and what they plan on doing.
I mean, I think, and the other thing we're gonna have to do too is, I don't know how much follow-up was, because this kind of got lost a while ago. You can tell it's been lost for a while. The thing would be is like a follow-up to, hey, we need to know in March. Maybe contact them in December or whatever, come up with some type of schedule, then a follow-up email or something that's simple. Not something that's gonna take anybody a long time, but something like a month before. Hey, just wanna touch base with you, find out, hey, what's your plans?
yeah.
What did you, and you could even ask them, did they do anything during the time that nobody was bugging them?
Well, I think in the letter it says they should contact the Parks and Rec director to go over what they're planning on doing for the next year.
Yep.
We could do something from now to the next meeting in August,
Right.
have the commission come up with their ideas for this, submit them to Megan, and let her put it up, approve it in September or August, or be approval in September, and then that's still enough time before winter hits that, maybe we can pass it on and might be able to get something in the fall. If not, they'll be ready for the spring.
Right, if we could get it with this, I was thinking about just, they probably skipped for so long, why bug them now? But if you guys wanna make a charge at seeing if we can get a fall cleanup from them.
I think we get
Well, you can put something in the letter that we have done this in the past and we are reinstituting it or something like that.
You can always put the blame on COVID. Due to COVID,
I wouldn't
we
even,
haven't been following up. because
Since
we know things
2009.
are tight. Well, you know, you don't have to go back to, I'm sure they'll know it's been 12 years. Why are they bugging us now?
So how does, the parks get to sponsors? How does that work?
It's a great question.
They say, I want this park, they just come to Parks and
They
Rec
usually
and
come to
say,
us.
Yeah.
Rotary, I believe, came to us, Kiwanis came to us back,
Yes, God, Kiwanis is old.
Years, yeah.
Years and years ago.
yep. And they came to us and said, we'd like to adopt this park, and we'll take care of it, do some cleanup and yada, yada, yada. We'll take care of all this stuff. And then that just evolved. And then the Kiwanis, Rotary, that's the only two right now. And I think Rotary, I think Rotary's getting a little older, so they're not real big on probably doing a lot of stuff, but they
The
might
problem
be.
I think you got with Rotary is when I talk to the people about that, the organization is declining because the people are getting older.
Older, yeah.
And the younger people have no interest, and that's what's happening with all the clubs, like the Elks, the Moose, all those clubs.
But they
They're
do
having the same
have
battle.
money from probably their national organization that could, Kiwanis has money that floats in from,
Right, and like she said,
Michigan
Rotary
Kiwanis
has it, yeah,
that-
Rotary has it.
Because they like the fact that there's a park named after them in the city.
sure. Sure, it's good PR and it's great for the city because it does provide some stuff, and if they get some money themselves, they can pass it on to different parks. The Rotary in Taylor's a pretty nice park. It's big and but again, they probably have a few more people.
What you might want to think about is, how about put something on the website, adopt a park?
Yep.
That way, like if a business wants to adopt it,
You could do that, absolutely. But that would be where I think the commission would have to come up with, what do we expect of them going forward? And then holding them to it as much as possible.
that's
if you
true.
say
gotta
you.
hold them to them, but not make them mad. That's the
Right.
whole thing.
Right, but, nobody said anything to them in the last 4 years, 5 years, it's,
Longer than that.
but
We don't wanna tell you how-
Kim Dole came up here from.
We don't want to tell you how many years we've been asking for someone to find this.
You're welcome.
Yes,
That asked about the letter, and now we have it, and, maybe we can
You can
tweak it, and maybe if we don't want to limit them to, say, $1,500, but you can say, hey, how about minimum $1,500?
As long as the verbiage is in there where
Right.
it's, if you want to say minimum $2,000, but also I would say that they could include their
Hours,
hours for fall cleanup, spring cleanup, whatever, include that in there, because you don't want to pin a group like somebody who's strapped for money or has no money.
right, but wants to come out and clean up or do.
Right, and then you don't want to.
Maybe they have a concrete guy that wants to put up a sign, or, there's different ways. So you'd have to work that into the verbiage as far as that. And that, I would say, think of that going into next month's meeting and bring all the ideas. We'll bring it up to Megan next month, and then let her figure that all out.
yeah.
And then I think you would want to, anybody new taking on a park, let them follow the same criteria as you
Right.
are, Kiwanis and Rotary. Don't make theirs more, make theirs the same.
It should all be the same.
Yeah, it should be all standard.
Everybody
Yeah.
should be on the same playing field.
There's a second paragraph kind of says it all, the acquiring needed equipment or materials and supplying volunteer manpower to maintain an attractive park.
Yep.
Right, but like we said, is if you were to put in one piece of play equipment, you probably burned up to 1,500 to
Right.
2,000 or more, depending on what you're putting in.
Play equipment's expensive.
Yes,
Right, but if we can keep it and just do small things like mulch and stuff
Sure.
like that, if they're doing that, then
Saves the city money, and
it's off the city's back
Yep.
at that point in time.
Okay.
Great.
Helen Park.
Okay, moving on to Helen Park.
oh, that's nice. It's done.
Oh, Helen Park. So, Helen Park is done by the grant standards.
Oh, I like it.
I thought that there was picnic tables involved. I don't see that in the grant anywhere. So there are picnic tables there, just our usual picnic tables.
It was, but then we went over budget, so
I think that's what happened too. But it's been submitted to the county, all the paperwork to get reimbursed. And there is an issue with grass, but there's an issue with grass everywhere right now. It's dry.
Yeah, there's
It's
nothing you can
dry.
do. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do about it.
Well, there is, but it was brought up last night at the council meeting, and I was told that DPS is gonna go out there. I thought it was a contractor issue, but it's DPS issue apparently. And DPS has told me that they will be going out reseeding and try to get grass. Eventually, we're gonna have grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, at this time of the year.
You can't
it's
have a
hard.
park without grass,
Yeah.
sorry. But the playscape looks good, the walkway, the drainage looks good.
Right.
It's just
yeah,
no
it's not
grass.
terrible. There is like some patches,
Grass
but
seeds this time.
Got enough to put a
it's
blanket down.
summer, you know? In some areas there was, everybody today, I didn't think it was too bad.
I was there Sunday.
Like on the
costs too
Helen
much.
Yeah.
side, you know, but
You believe me, don't
They
you?
didn't tear that up, but,
Donald?
no, they're gonna come out and reseed it. DPS
Like
has
the
the
signs.
equipment to,
Look at that.
ball fields, you know, to do the aerate and put the seed down and all that stuff, so, you know, and I did ask about that hay mesh.
Yeah.
But they don't like that because apparently, even though that nylon is supposed to be degradable, or
Biodegradable.
disappear,
It
he
does.
said it doesn't, so they end up having to go out there and, so that's, I know it grows better with it, but then you have
Would a burlap be better, something that they could reuse time after time?
I'm not a grass guy.
Well, I know if you just go out,
DPW is where the issue, so,
right, I know if you just go out and put out grass seed, the first thing you're gonna have to worry about, how many birds are out there, because
Right.
the birds are gonna eat the grass seed, so you almost need some type of coverage on it of some
Right.
sort. Or even if they just sprinkle some more dirt on it.
they're gonna work it.
Yeah, it'll look beautiful next year.
It'll look beautiful
Well,
too.
if not,
Wait,
they'll do it in the fall.
yeah, that's what I said, in the fall would be a better time.
Yeah.
Right, the fall.
There's a lot of people that do believe in that. They believe in seeding in the fall, let the snow sit on the grass.
Oh, yeah.
Early spring, late fall, that's when you plant seed.
Okay.
Cool.
any other questions or comments regarding anything from old business? Moving on to new business.
Grant process.
The grant progress report. So, I mean, there's been a lot of questions about the grants. I tried to I took a deep dive after the last meeting and came up with this sheet breakdown. Hopefully it's helpful. If you have any questions, please just ask. So Helen Park, like I said, is completed. Helen Park was a combination of 2 years, so we haven't gotten any money from Wayne County since then, but hopefully, now that I've submitted all the paperwork for that project, we get that. The next one, next one that's due September, or it's due to be completed September of 2023, is the city park, which is the ADA ramps and parking spaces. And that will accomplish one of the 5-year plan goals. And that amount is for $17,311. And so we're searching for contractors. I guess it went out to bid and no one bid. Is that what happened?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I think it's something like that happened, like no one wanted to do it, so we're still searching for people that want to do the work.
Well, they're busy at this time of the year. So
Yeah.
they're not-
So I'm gonna keep bothering.
That's all you can do. Squeaky wheel will get the grease.
Yep,
sooner or later.
that's what, yes. So, and then the next one is to be done by September of 2024. And this project is to remove the pavilion's existing plank siding, put on new vinyl siding, and put 4 permanent picnic tables over at Rotary Park. and that was the total amount of $18,937, and the agreement was approved by council last night. So the next is to go out to bid for this project. And then the project that everyone's excited about, the City Park Playground project, has been a little bit more challenging to find information about, but it is a matching grant, so the total amount, we have $450,000. The agreement has been executed, so we can go out to bid, so I got word today that I can start working with Hennessy, hopefully, to get that going. I know that one of the last meetings before I came in here, you guys were picking out pieces of playground, correct? Like, was there anything like decided, or like a big, like, what was the last?
I think we were talking about, we would just give them ideas and they would design what kind of equipment we wanted, I thought.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
that's right. We gave him, because I know I sent Brad like examples of, because he said there was several different items, like swings, slides, climbers. So I know personally that what I did was screenshot and then emailed him the items that I thought, just in my opinion, it doesn't matter, just giving him ideas. And then after that, we discussed, we were starting to discuss color schemes.
Okay, okay,
So,
cool.
Yeah, there were like three different groups, I think he
Yeah.
presented different ideas for, and then I think everyone kind of agreed on the one group, and offhand, I
Yeah.
don't remember which
Katie,
group that
you
was,
had the
but
books, right?
see.
I remember,
I
yeah.
can go back and look at that video as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I found out that, like, if Hennessy gives you a rough draft of like size, you send it to those companies and they send you
was an inclusive
things
plan.
back. So way easier than you trying to, pick
Yep.
up those pieces and do
Well, I
it.
think the other thing you had to do is put criteria in there too.
Yes, what you want.
Yep.
3 to 5.
Yep, yep.
And the company does the designing itself.
So I have a toddler, so we go to a lot of playgrounds. And so I'm very interested in this and like making it like a really diverse for all ages, because a lot of the new ones that you see, especially like Kensington Metro Park, like it's like a flowing playground where like it's older kids on one side and then the younger kids on the other side. And then
A lot of them have the wheelchair
festival,
accessibility.
merry-go-round and
Yep.
stuff like that. So I think that's what I'm gonna just tell Hennessy is like, what are the cool upcoming things that are happening right now when it comes to ADA accessible, when it comes to color schemes for kids that have hard sight issues. And then also the fun pieces that I know are really popular right now, like a xylophone and stuff like that, like the more musical instruments that can incorporate into the pieces. But I'll go back and look at what your suggestions were in that video.
We were all pretty much, I think, on the same page and in agreement. A playscape for older kids, a playscape for younger kids, and then all the add-ons, you
Yeah.
have music, set. and
Cool.
then, There's gliders, all kinds of new stuff. It's very cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
I'm happy you get to start working on that.
Yes,
fun.
hopefully.
Like every meeting.
I know, that one because now I have like a firm grasp of what this was,
And the
so.
other ones are getting completed, so.
Yep.
we can focus on that.
Any questions on this?
Questions,
No.
comments?
No.
Nope.
No, go ahead.
Playbook.
Yeah, that is going out on August 1st. We already found one date that's wrong, but I think so far so good. There's no issues with big mistakes. But it will be going out to households August 1st. And we're excited about that.
Yeah, that seems to really get people in.
Yeah, it's a great thing. Amanda Lawrence with communications works so hard on it, and she does such a great job.
Yeah, I love her design work.
Yeah.
Okay, to-do list. Anything from anybody? For Megan? Or Mike?
Yeah.
No, the
We're
only
here.
Only thing I want to do is make sure we don't miss when we're supposed to start back on the 5-year plan.
Soon, probably.
Oh, yeah, it is soon. Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have to almost start, because it's probably been, what, 2 years?
Yeah, so you have 3 years to
So
go.
you got 3 years, so,
Okay.
I mean, it's you need to start on it somewhere because,
It's a big
believe
thing.
me, no, it slipped through the cracks too many times.
Oh,
Yeah,
Probably about 12 years.
Just know that it's coming up, that's the main thing, and that,
Right. Keep it on our
Something to
mind.
start thinking about.
yes.
Right, you need to start thinking about it, because if you're gonna apply for grants, they're gonna say, well, where's your 5-year plan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, our 5-year plan isn't up to date. Oh, well, guess what?
Right.
Sorry for your
Because,
luck. No
don't we
grant.
have to, do we have to have a public hearing after it's developed?
I believe we do, and I think we, actually, I thought, not the last one, but the one before that, 10 years ago or whatever, it was,
Yeah, we had it-
a public hearing to ask what the residents,
What they wanted.
What they
what they
wanted.
wanted,
Didn't we actually have it in a room where
We
people
had
came in
it,
and
we had
walked
it at Maple,
around?
we
Yeah.
had it
that
at
Maplewood.
it was at Maplewood, I remember
That
that.
Maplewood with a lot of sticky notes all
Yeah,
over the place.
people made all kind of, they gave us all kind of ideas, some good, some bad. but-
So that might be something we can start with coming up,
Yeah.
and then move forward with.
Yeah, because I think if you get that out of the way,
That gives you the ideas, and then you can get,
can go
as the years go on, people's priorities change a little bit.
well, as you
so
get older, that's,
I wouldn't know, but go ahead, Dan.
no, you know that.
Sarcastic there.
Well, and it
You're over
modernizes
30
too.
hockey, right? No, not anymore.
But
Life is
I-
modernizing.
Mark,
so-
didn't we have the public hearing after we had put together the 5-year plan? Or did we have it before? can't
I thought we had it before.
yeah, residents came.
I thought it was before we had the big meeting at Maplewood, or invited everybody at
Yes.
Maplewood. And that would probably be something, if we're gonna do, probably, let me know, and I can do it at the council meeting, invite the public, so nobody can say they didn't know. We'll get it on the, with Dan York, with communications, and put it out there for a date, give it.
But we don't want to start, we can wait a while to start that, because you don't want to wait, get ideas now for 3 years from now.
Right.
Yeah, if it's 3 years, I don't know when it is. I don't,
You have to look and
For the
see.
next meeting, I'll
But I
make
think
sure
we're close.
exactly when it should be done.
I think it's 3 years.
We got 3 years.
3 more years? Yeah, so you might, maybe, but
It
it
might
could
be
take.
2 years, so.
It
we
could,
need to-
yeah, if it's 2 years, I think
three, though.
you're in the range of starting to hold meetings and get it together, because you may want to do 2 public hearings, because usually after you do one, the other half of the residents say, I didn't know about it. How can you say this without, so you may
We'll
want to
get
do
it in the water
2.
bills.
At the one at Maplewood, didn't Hennessy or somebody?
Yes, they were there.
They laid
I
some.
think it was McKenna.
Okay, I'm sorry, McKenna.
Yeah.
Okay, so they laid stuff out. That's where all the billboards came with all the different.
That was a
This to
McKenna.
be done, this to be done.
Yep.
People could look at it and either agree with it or disagree or whatever.
Yes, we could get them back out, so.
Yeah, they'll be able to tell you what it is.
We should have it. It's,
I think the book should tell us.
Yeah,
Right.
I
I
have,
have extra copies of that 5-year plan for the new members.
I can likely get those for you. I have one copy myself.
Yeah, I have one.
we had Brad printed off a most recent copy of where we're at now, and I think that was about maybe 4 months ago, that we all, because I remember it was in our packets, and it was
yeah,
just
we
an
had it, we
up-to-date
had
type.
checked, it was checked
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
off what was done, what needs to be done, or what we were planning on doing.
Yes.
And again, that's kind of a wish list of stuff
Right.
that we want.
Depending on funds and
Yeah.
things like that.
Grants, what we can get and all that.
Right, and the other thing you gotta do is you gotta go back and look and see, what didn't we do? Do we wanna carry that into the new plan if we don't get it done in the next 3 years? And that's something that you just need to keep an eye on it. Cause I'm sure it didn't, I'm gonna say the things that are in the book, they were either things that this committee came up with or the residents came up with.
Right. Part of this committee. I mean, we've got
I think
Dennis,
we
we
need to
got
follow the
Tamita,
resident
was-
or
it was-
we
committee.
got Jen that wasn't here back then. So, there's some new new commission members that weren't involved with it back then that may have new ideas, and, we've got some younger residents potentially moving into the city that may have some new ideas that want to get involved and offer their suggestions, so, yeah, it might be a good idea to get it going, and we can put it in the water bills on the buzz and get that out and announce when we're gonna have a public hearing.
I like the idea of 2 meetings, because you're right, somebody's gonna say, I didn't know about it, somebody's neighbor's gonna go, oh, I was at the meeting, and, oh, well, when was it? I didn't know about it. And then maybe even tell the people at the meeting that night, say, hey, we're gonna have another one in 3 months or whatever.
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I got a couple comments. One, what about the fence on Henry Ruff? The fence that goes from Henry Ruff to the park? Are we gonna replace it or gonna restain it? The fence, the walkway coming off Henry Ruff go right into the park.
There's that walkway that goes,
Yeah, and it's a fence there. I think you said they were gonna paint it.
I thought he said replace it.
I thought
they
we were
painted
gonna-
it.
I thought we were gonna replace it.
Okay.
DPW has had their hands full with a lot of stuff, especially moving from Maplewood over to Radcliffe. I believe that's on the list, and I can check on that, but I believe at I don't know, last meeting or the meeting before, they were discussing replacing it and putting something new or, you know. But the other issue is supplies with fencing, and as we know from the ice rink, you know, there's not supplies readily available.
Supply chain is so messed up right now.
Yeah, but, you know, the DPW who would be doing it is right now just swamped with moving stuff from Maplewood over to Radcliffe, and then the water main breaks, and now we got street work, and we got, you know.
are they doing some of the renovation in Radcliffe too?
Yes.
And in Maplewood, they have been working so hard. Every time
Yeah.
I'm there, I see them. Saturdays, they're there. So kudos to them.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of work.
Okay.
Also, what about the basketball nets at Molar Park? Were you able to put those up?
Those were put up.
How are the ones at Kiwanis?
All right,
Are
we're
they
gonna
still
see you
up?
out
Yeah, they were playing
I'm going out
today.
there tonight.
We live here.
That's right, we're going.
One-on-one, right?
If you don't want to go there, you can come to
Go where?
Kiwanis.
Okay. Anything else,
They
Robert?
got the nets.
No, I'm done, thank you.
Okay, moving on to communications and upcoming events.
So movies in the park, our last one for the year will be on August 24th. We're going to play Corella, and that will be at dusk, which hopefully is a little bit earlier this time. And that'll be at Rotary Park. We changed it because of the huge success that there was at Rotary the first time. And then we have a trivia night coming up next week, August 3rd. From 6:30 to 8:30. Childcare is available. All our camp counselors and camp directors running it, so
That's great.
there should be some
Childcare's available.
good energy, yeah. And then Nerf Wars is August 27th. It's a Saturday at 11 a.m. And then I just spent the afternoon putting in all of our Halloween and Christmas stuff into Civic Rec, so there's a ton of really great stuff happening coming up in the fall and winter.
Questions or comments regarding communications?
Nope.
No.
Okay, open discussion. Anything from the public? Okay.
Hard?
Megan, they did tell you Christmas dinner's on you, right?
Yeah.
Dennis, you want to-
That
I
Dennis.
got no questions or,
No, just a suggestion. Maybe when we do the fence next year, probably be next year, maybe we should look at vinyl, because with that wood, you're gonna have to stain it. It's gonna cost about, I think, 5 gallons or something like about $230, $240 now. You know, so we should just look at maybe a vinyl, put vinyl through
Why
it.
don't we look at trucks and get it over with?
you're talking about that walkway between the
Yes.
houses,
Yes,
right?
yes, sir, yes.
I think they need to look at a couple options with that nowadays, because it's gonna be,
I
wood
would-
is coming down, but
Yeah.
it's still up there.
It's way up there,
And
but
stains and everything else because of the supply chain
Oh,
issues.
yeah.
and
They're ridiculous, man.
And I
That
don't
stain's
foresee-
ridiculous.
Our company sells a lot of stains. And I don't see that, they're
Yes.
constantly getting price. It's not like a price increase once a year. They'll tell you, we'll guarantee it for 90 days, and then all of a sudden, 90 days later, price goes up again. So it's not, we're not even in the clear yet on certain things.
Yeah.
I can check on what the plan is for that fence, and then recommend that we use at least vinyl.
Maybe we can get somebody to adapt the walkway.
Yeah, that would be good, like Mark.
Yeah.
On Jones Walkway. That
Yeah.
sounds good.
Yeah, we'd have to put it,
Long as we can get Lori to have about 30 fundraisers and use the money from there to build the fence, we're good.
You there.
yeah. I'm just happy you're gonna take those dead trees out of the park,
Yes.
because they are a hazard.
In fact, I will check on that again tomorrow.
Well, let's just get those damn trees turned into wood boards.
There you go.
Solve the problem.
Yeah.
Anything, Danita?
Oh, I had brought it up at one of the meetings, I don't know if Brad, had it anywhere in his notes. When you check out on once you want to enroll in a program or something, once you check out, it's a button that says if you wanna donate like $1, and that would cover the postage for the books going out in the mail.
Okay. That was something you were thought we should add. Okay, okay.
That's a suggestion.
I think that might be
Good idea.
possible.
Don't donate nothing.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Fence donation.
I'm telling you, I'm sure we get your picture, your portrait painted right on the fence.
The only thing is, the agreement that I want, you would not want it.
Yeah, just like they have the racquetball courts there at Garden City emblem on the side.
There's,
Besides the ones you already shared.
I've shared enough tonight.
Nothing from me tonight.
Yeah, it's a good way to keep them
For
quiet.
me,
Nothing for me.
It's a good way to keep them quiet.
I'm good.
Okay.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn. You missed it.
No, I didn't hear.
Second it, say I.
Oh, I'll second it.
Thank you, guys.
We were having a meeting.
We were having a meeting here.
Yeah, we were having a meeting over here. A meeting,
We were
doing the
having a
meeting.
meeting in a meeting.
When I was in Dallas.
Thanks for your help,
I went
Mike.
to this church and, let me see.
Yeah, I like having you at these meetings. You should keep coming.
We was having a meeting.
There was a meeting.